Hey everyone, I'm Keisha Charmaine and I'm back here with a quick video. And this video was inspired by someone on my Instagram. So very often people send me their hair questions on Instagram, and as long as it's nice and brief, I'll answer it for you. So if you have a hair question for your hair personally, send me a brief message on Instagram. If you get too wordy, I'm not gonna get to it, sorry. But so he basically just sent me a picture of his hair and asked what is happening. So I'll insert the photo right here, and he will remain anonymous, but it doesn't matter. This is a very common occurrence, and I was able to help him immediately because I knew exactly what he was going through, because I too go through that when I attempt to do what he attempted to do. So, or what I assume he attempted to do. I didn't get into the details, but very often, I remember early on in my journey as I was still learning locks, very often people would advise that if you want to thicken up your hair, if you want to make sure your roots stay healthy, don't retwist too often, or don't retwist often, because that will thin out your hair. So it's advised to semi-freeform if you feel like your roots are thinning out, or if you want to thicken up your hair, semi-freeform. And semi-freeforming, if you don't know, that's basically when you wait an extended period of time to groom, retwist your roots. And there was a few times where I just wanted to be a little bit more carefree with my lock journey. So there were times where I attempted to semi-freeform. The longest I went without a retwist was 4 months. And I would never do it again. Because one thing I observed was this. This was happening to me. And so for a while I decided, okay, when people say their hair thickens up when they go for an extended amount of time without retwisting, I just decided that's just not my truth. I need to maintain my hair on a more regular basis. It wasn't until I believe I saw in a video or on Instagram or somewhere Jocelyn Renee of Curly New Growth. If you don't follow her, what are you doing? Definitely follow her. I'll link her below in the comments. She is a loctician here on YouTube, and I remember her confirming for me, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube, she confirmed that it's not a thing for everyone. Semi-freeforming is not beneficial for everyone when it comes to keeping your hair into your locks, because some of us have fine textured hair and some of us have coarse textured hair. So for those of you who are not familiar with those terms, fine textured hair refers to the strand of your hair, the actual strand, how thick the individual strand is. So if your strand of hair is on the thinner side, then your hair is considered fine. If your strand of hair is thicker, then your hair is considered coarse. So those of you who have coarse hair, you're more likely to be successful when it comes to semi-freeforming. However, those of us who have fine hair will be less successful with semi-freeforming. So I told him that was basically the case for him. He has fine hair, so he may need to figure out how often he needs to retwist, and retwist more often so that he doesn't have hairs breaking away from the lock. That's exactly what I have to do for myself. I no longer attempt to semi-freeform. I tend to wash and twist every 2 weeks. That's what works for me. I'm not telling you how often you should do your hair, but definitely see what works for you on your journey. So while a lot of you think, oh, this is what's happening to me, maybe I need to wait even longer to retwist my hair, you're doing more damage than good, most likely. So I guess the quick test is for you to check out your individual strands. Do they look fine? Do they look coarse? You can go on Google Images and see examples of fine hair and coarse hair strands, so you can see what kind of hair you have, what hair texture you have, so you know if semi-freeforming is for you, or if you should, you know, retwist or groom or retighten on a more regular basis. Yeah, this wasn't too long, was it? Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on the Friday, my oils have just been restocked. Shop now because they sell out quickly every time. I do about 2 drops a month, so if you miss this drop, you're gonna have to wait until the end of the month. And thank you everyone for your support and buying out the satin lined hats. They're not sold out, not all of them, so you can still get yours now before, you know, the winter really hits and you'll be able to be protected and warm. As always, follow me on Instagram at Keisha Charmaine. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe now and thumbs this video up. It really helps with the algorithm and such. And shop at www.keishacharmaine.com. Thank you. Love, light, and locks.